Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be talking about the seven things that singleness taught me. I noticed that a lot of the times in the churches and also on social media, people focus a lot more on relationships, dating, families and stuff like that, but no one really tends to focus on singleness. And I have spent a significant amount of time in my singleness, and I love being single, and it taught me so much about myself and taught me so much about relationships, being single, and who I am as a person, who I am as a partner, who I am as a woman of God. And I just thought to shed some light with that and share with you guys what being single teaches me and has taught me. Without further ado, guys, let's get to it. The first thing is to love yourself and be content with yourself. And I know that that's something that everyone is like, yeah, I'm okay. But we're so focused on chasing these relationships that sometimes we forget to take the time to actually love and be content with ourselves. And we don't realize until we're in a relationship and this person treats us less than what we actually are, that we actually may not love and value ourselves. People tend to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be happier if I had a partner, or I'm going to be happier and I'll be able to do all these amazing things if I had a partner. That's very dangerous because it's too much of an expectation that you can put on someone else, because you're getting into a relationship out of what you can get from the person rather than what you can give into it. So imagine someone dating you so that you can make them happy while you're trying to make yourself happy too. It's just something that you need to learn to be content and happy in your singleness before you can actually start pursuing a relationship. Another important thing that singleness had taught me is how to invest in yourselves, guys. Invest in yourselves emotionally, mentally, financially, physically. Find hobbies that you can enjoy with yourself, especially even with your friends, like having that level of independence outside of another person. Get an education, do the courses that you want to do, start that business, buy the things that you want to buy for yourself. Like, grow to be financially independent. I see a lot of people that, like, and I know it's such a trend now to find someone that can buy you all these fancy things. Like, yo, you don't go into a relationship for financial stability. Like, that's what a bank is there for, not a man. Because you find yourself in a position where you need the person instead of just wanting the person because, with or without them, you're still able to stand on your own 2 feet. And I hear a lot of women saying things like, nah, my man's gonna look after me. Mate, he's not your dad. Like, you can look after you. Another important thing that it's taught me is to learn to grow your relationship with grow your relationship with God, because that's one of the most important parts that you will need going forward in your family, especially in your love life. If you don't have that relationship with God, trust me, you will be blindly walking into situations that you don't even feel like you can have control of, because you don't have the creator that knows it all. There's nothing I feel like that I would have been able to fulfill in this life if it hadn't been for my relationship with God. The things that God has shown me and has built me into, I honestly can't even explain. Like, if someone comes into your life that has no good intentions for you, does not have a relationship with God, if you don't have a relationship with God, like, you find yourself in a situation where you're just wasting time. Like, the number of people that have walked into my life that I'm just like, mate, like, if it wasn't for God, I would have never seen these things. Is just, I can't even count them. So, like, having that relationship, that good connection with God, knowing the voice of God in your life is very, very important, especially to establish in your singleness. Another thing that singleness that has taught me is that you are not defined by your past. You're not defined by your past relationships, your past friendships, your past mistakes. There's past seasons that have, sometimes people carry shamelessly that has brought shame on their lives, but like, you are not defined by those seasons. Sometimes we fall into the habit of remembering what people have said about us, even if we're not in that season of our lives anymore. And people walk around life like they have to prove themselves, even if deep down they know that they're not that person that they used to be. Like, your past isn't there to build you up and help you grow into the person that you are becoming. It's not there to put a stain and a tattoo on your life that everyone looks at you and you're defined by who you used to be. And if you are surrounded by people that keep keep seeing you, which I feel like is a lot better to notice, especially that I've noticed in my singleness, is if there are people that are still seeing you as who you used to be, it's probably a sign that you probably shouldn't be around these people. And before you move any further in your life, that it's best to find yourself around people that actually help build you up, and help bring out the best of you and help see the best in who you are. The fifth thing I've learned in my singleness is do everything that you want to do. Guys, the number of times I used to say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this when I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna do that, and girl, like, you don't know, girl, boy, you don't know how long you're gonna be single for. Honestly. And another thing is, tomorrow is not promised, and you never know that you might get with someone that's not even into the things that you're into like that, and the hype is not there. Like, honestly, while you've got the time, if you've got the money, of course, please don't go wilding out and spending your money. Like, do the things that you want to do. Another important thing that I learned that the singleness has taught me is building friendships. I know some people are like, I want to be on my own. Honestly, accountability is a very important thing. Is build friendships that you know that you will sustain in a relationship. I'll give you an example. There's some people that get into relationships, and because they haven't built those strong relationships, they find themselves in a situation where their only friend is their partner. And that is so sad. You know what I mean? Whereas, and outside of their partner, they don't have a social life, that they can find themselves restricting their partner because they want to do everything with their partner, but the partner might be social. If you're both loners, then that's absolutely fine. But like, having that friendship that you can sustain even when you're in a relationship is really important. Like, I'm so grateful for my best friend. Like, she, my ride or die, Chisanga, I love you. But like, honestly, if I didn't have that friendship, I don't even know what I would do when I got into a lot of these relationships that I was in, because she was able to see things that I couldn't see, and God was able to speak to me through her as well. The final thing that I learned, guys, is you are just as valuable in your singleness as you are in a relationship. I know that a lot of people see singleness as the season that you have failed to find love, but I see singleness as a season that you love yourself enough to wait and not settle or try to rush into a season that is not for you. Singleness is one of the most lovely and the most valuable seasons of your life, because once you get in a relationship or once you get married, you can't go back. I mean, people do, but still, it's not meant to be like that, you know? It's a very, very lovely season because you grow a lot more, and it doesn't mean that you're any less valuable than you would be in a relationship. It doesn't help when people say like things like, oh my gosh, but you're too pretty to be single. Or people say like, don't you know that you're getting older? This is the age where people marry, you know what I mean? And psychologically, it just made me feel like, oh, maybe I'm a bit more valuable when I'm actually with someone than when I am single. And I can without a doubt say that is a massive flaw and a massive misconception. And it's really sad, because I feel like that's the kind of mindset that society is actually feeding into a lot of people's heads, where you go on social media and it's all about couples this, couples that, couples this, couples that, but your singleness is just as valuable. Thanks, guys. I just thought to share what I've been going through, especially in my singleness. And I feel like it's really sad, because I've noticed that a lot of people don't actually value and appreciate the season of singleness. And I feel like that's why divorce is probably going up because sometimes we fall for the idea of actually having someone, when being single is just such an amazing season, and you can do and accomplish so much, and it can make you the best possible version of yourselves. So just want to encourage all my fellow single girls out there, guys, love where you are, because you are whole and you are complete. I hope I'll see you guys in my next video.